My sister-in-law is a tattoo artist and I'm off to get 2 new tattoos today. Just got 2 new tattoos, so let's do an updated tattoo tour. I probably had about 6 or more since the last video I made about my tattoos, but that video is no longer on my channel. I think I have 15 now if I have it counted correctly, so I'm going to show you what they are, where they are, and what they mean to me, which ones are related to my grief and loss, my femininity, new beginnings, all the things. So I'm just going to start at the top of my body and work my way down. This one is the first one here, and hopefully that means I won't miss any of them. This is the one that actually gets the most questions about. This is a cultural tattoo which is called a tāmoko. I went through a very different process to all of my other tattoos with this specific one. So I met with the tāmoko artist before I got the tattoo and we talked about what I wanted it to represent. I talked about my relationship with my baby girl Noah Lee. So this specific tāmoko represents the relationship that I had with my baby girl who passed away. So the design here starts at the top of my neck and works its way down. That shape is the only thing that I specifically requested design wise, and everything else the artist put straight onto my skin before I even saw it, based off of what we had discussed in that initial meeting. So the shape here represents the flow of water, or specifically for me the flow of milk. The placement I chose because I wanted it to represent my breastfeeding journey with my daughter Noah Lee, and this is the last side of my body that she fed on. The designs in here represent a korowai, or a cloak, specifically a cloak of love, and then the lines going throughout represent the way my hair would drape over her when she was cuddling with me, when she was resting on me, feeding on me. The dots in the designs represent pawa, which cling to rocks, which is representative of her clinging to me. And then this design here is a manaya, which represents being in both this world and the next, and obviously representing my daughter having passed away and the relationship that I had with her before she left. So this is a very, very special tāmoko of mine. So next I have this design on the back of my arm here, and this is also representative of my relationship with Noah Lee, but also my son who I had after my daughter passed away. So this picture down here is Echo, my son. This is me in the middle reaching up to Noah Lee, who is flying high above, and Echo is grounding me. He is my little anchor. So this one represents being pulled in both directions towards Noah Lee and my son who keeps me here. So that's what that one is, and my sister-in-law did this tattoo for me, and a lot of my other ones, she is obviously a tattoo artist. So that one I also got kind of for Noah Lee and also for my son Echo. These 3 here I also got for my children. Noah is at the top in red, and this is her birth flower. Then I've got Echo and his birth flower, and then I recently added Eva after she was born, and she's got the same birth flower as Noah Lee. This is one of my new tattoos. It says lose control, and it's specifically on the feminine side of my body, and for me it's about losing control in my feminine energy and really leaning into that at the moment. I have a little heart here on the inside of my ring finger, which is the first tattoo that I got, and I actually gave this to myself. I did have a tattoo artist touch it up for me though, but gave it to myself when I was 17 years old. This is also one of my new tattoos that I got. It's a control button, and it's a complete contradiction of my lose control, but this one is on the masculine side of my body. This one is also a new one that I don't think I've showed you guys, but I have 333, and no, it is not the angel numbers. It represents my children kind of, but also just that I have a lot of threes in my life. So the first 3 does represent my daughter Noah Lee, who passed away. She was due on the 23rd of July and born on the 3rd of August. And then the second one is for my son, who was due on the 7th of May but born on the 13th of May. And then the last one is Eva, who was due on the 13th of August and born on the 23rd of August, which is kind of cool that her due date was Echo's birth date and her birth date was Noah Lee's due date. So I just always see the number 3 as well. I see it everywhere. So I wanted to get a 333 there. This is a very old tattoo. My sister-in-law did not do these ones, but I got them matching with a really good friend of mine who I used to work with. We left at the same time. It was a very toxic environment, and so we got little paper planes kind of representing us just being thrown out into the wind and landing wherever we would land, because we had nothing lined up, we had no plans, but we just knew we needed to leave that situation. So that I have matching with a friend. I have another matching one that I got with a friend here on my rib cage. I actually want to get this one removed because you can see the lines are really thick and it looks a little bit distorted. The artist who did it did not do a very good job. So even though I still like the design, I'm not happy with how it turned out. So it's something that I do want to get removed, although you don't really see it because my bra strap does cover it. But this one, me and my friend got matching. It just so happened that when I talked to her about wanting to get this, she said that she also had saved this image as something that she wanted to get as well. And so we just did it very spontaneously. So for me, that one represents the people who helped me in my times of need, specifically the friend that I got this with. Really just anyone who held my hand when I needed it. Then I have this one on my belly, which you can't really see in my current outfit, but you can see that it is very distorted. I've had 3 babies since I got it. It's a mandala design and it was much smaller when I first got it, just around my belly button. I got this at a time where I was feeling really grounded after not growing up feeling very in control of my own mind. This one I actually really like, and I'm not mad that it's stretched out because it's stretched for my babies when I was growing them. And if I, get closer to the body that I had before I had my children and my skin will still be loose and it will still be distorted, I'm not mad about that. I think I will just leave it and that will be okay, but it's not something that people see often because I don't often show that area of my body at the moment. So I actually have 2 little tattoos just here that I can't show you guys. If I were to wear a high-waisted bikini, you would see them sitting just below the waistband there. I've got 2 little matching hearts filled with flames, one on the feminine side of my body and one on the masculine, and they represent passion. And then my last 2 tattoos are also on the feminine and masculine side of my body. These were my most frivolous tattoos. I got them at my sister's 30th birthday. She had a star sign birthday theme, and given that her wife is a tattoo artist, they did tattoos at the party, obviously, and we could pick from all of these stencils that she had already drawn up. So I got my star sign here and then my ex-husband's star sign here. We were still married when I got this one for him, and honestly I don't mind that I have a tattoo for my husband who I am now separated from. These 2 are still probably one of my favorite sets that I have. I just love the placement and I love how dainty they are. I do have multiple other Sagittarius people in my life though, so if worse comes to worse, I could just say it was one of them, but it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my little tattoo tour. I do plan on getting more. I love having tattoos, but I always wait until I specifically want something with a meaning specifically for that time or to represent something in my life. I don't just, well, usually the star signs were definitely a frivolous choice and they ended up being one of my favorites, but usually everything has a very special meaning for me. But I really like getting tattoos. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my tattoo tour and I will see you guys in the next video.